Hi guys, it's Kiarko here, back with another speed build. Kathleen, you requested that I do a continuation build of the zombie apocalypse build that I did a while ago, and that's exactly what I'm doing today. This is a zombie apocalypse bunker, and it's kind of related to the same world in which my previous build was in. So let me just explain that really quick. So a while ago I did a character build in which I built this group of survivors during a zombie apocalypse, and then I did a speed build for them in which I created the diner in which that they had like taken over and they were hanging out in, and that was kind of their home base for a while. So this build is a kind of continuation of that universe. So my idea for this build is, first of all, just in terms of the location, so you guys understand like what I'm putting together here. I imagine that their new bunker is actually a storage unit facility that they are now staying out in. And the reason I thought this would be an interesting idea for a bunker during a zombie apocalypse is because you know how storage unit facilities, they have like rows and rows of these little I don't know what you would call them, these little units, little storage units that have like garage doors and stuff. I really like that concept of having all these little rooms so that maybe people could kind of have like their own little room space. Plus I feel like the garage door system is probably adds like some extra protection during a zombie apocalypse because you can just like close the door fully and it like blocks off anything on the outside. So I kind of thought that would be an interesting location to have a bunker being built, and I thought it'd kind of be like a prime location too, that it would have a lot of the rooms and necessities that people would need during a zombie apocalypse. So that was the concept. So here's how it relates to the universe. So in my previous build that I did for this zombie apocalypse universe, there were 8 survivors in the group. Now I imagine that they actually got kind of lucky and they've kind of grown a little bit bigger. They've found more people to join their group. They're becoming a little bit more of a society, I would say. Like, there's not that many people yet. I'd say probably like, honestly, I don't remember how many beds are in this build, but I'd probably say this is like 15 to 20 people, which during a zombie apocalypse is probably like a lot, right? Like, it's probably a very significantly large group considering how few people there would still be alive left in this time, and probably because people would have difficulty like finding other people and like joining together and creating a society. So I feel like this is probably one of the larger survivor groups that still exists and survives during the zombie apocalypse. So it's still our same little group of survivors that we had before, but now there's going to be like additional people involved. If you guys want, I can do another character build in which I create those additional people, but I don't have to. Just let me know if you'd like to see that. But yeah, check out those previous videos if you want to see how I, put together the previous group and how the previous diner looked and all that kind of stuff. So check those out just for, some backstory. But I figured that one of the huge advantages of this particular location is that it has really good security, because as you know, in real life, real storage unit facilities have to have like really good security, right? Because they're like responsible for a lot of people's stuff. So they have a lot of security cameras here, and I imagine that they have like a security room inside the main building, which you'll see me build later. So I figured that that's probably why this group of survivors chose this location, mainly because of the security, so that they can, watch the cameras from the inside and make sure that they're not being attacked by zombies or like another group of survivors or something. And also it has like this barbed wire fence around it, which is again additional security for, the storage units. And obviously that would be very helpful during a zombie apocalypse to have barbed wire fencing around your camp. But yeah. So here I'm just putting it all together. You can see that they have a truck. I blocked off the other entrance with the little blue car that they have. Honestly, so like I said, they have security cameras and they have a security room inside. The idea of power and energy in this world is a little bit ambiguous to me. I didn't really think too deeply about it. Like, I don't think that they have internet or like radio or like satellite or anything, so they can't really have TV and they can't like text anybody, so that stuff doesn't work. But I figured that maybe they do have some sort of power source, like maybe there's a generator on the slot or something, so they do have like lighting and the cameras do work, and those kind of things do work. Right here you can see me putting on a little plank that connects these buildings together, and the reason for that is because the roof of the main building back here is accessible, but there's no way to access the roofs of the two like storage unit buildings. So I imagine that they built like a little plank system so that they could cross over to those two roofs. So that's just like the little thing that they put together so that they can go onto the other roofs and use those as like advantage points to, you know, be lookouts and stuff like that. So as you can see, I'm just putting chairs on all the rooftops, and later I'm gonna, here I'm getting them binoculars and stuff so that they can look into the distance and, you know, check for zombies or survivors or anything like that. I gotta be honest, I've never like really been a huge consumer of zombie media. Part of it is because zombie movies and zombie TV just like really freaks me out. Like it's just super, I don't know, like I like scary movies and I'm a huge horror fan, but for some reason the zombie genre like really gets to me and I don't like looking at it. I don't know. So I haven't seen a lot of zombie material. Like obviously like I'm aware of, you know, zombie pop culture. Like I'm aware of The Walking Dead. I know in general like the premise and the tone and vibe, but I don't really know anything about the story or like world specifics. So a lot of these ideas are just kind of things I came up with about how the world would work during a zombie apocalypse. So I don't know if this is like totally weird in the sense of how zombie stuff is done usually in pop culture, but I feel like this is a pretty, not necessarily realistic, but I can see this happening in a zombie apocalypse scenario, that someone would, you know, take over a storage unit bunker and turn into like a little camp society thing. But yeah, anyways, we are on the inside now. I'm just putting in all my walls and stuff, just making sure that I have space for everything that I wanted to have space for. This is a very long build, as you can see. It's about half an hour long, this video, and I didn't want to split this up into two videos just because I really wanted to talk through everything that was going on here, and just kind of do this all in one go, just one whole big zombie apocalypse build, you know, just for fun. But so here I'm doing the bathroom now. So as I said before, there's probably like 15 or 20 people here, and there's only one bathroom. Obviously, like in this society, they would probably, you know, just go out in the bush sometimes, but I figured that a lot of people would be using the bathroom, so they have to have like a very they have to be very on top of their bathroom schedule and their bathroom cleaning schedule, because obviously like that's a lot of people using this tiny bathroom. So you can see I'm just kind of decorating it with like sponges and soap and like a little notepad and stuff, so you know, people can sign in on the notepad when they're using the bathroom, and that's how they keep track of, you know, if I don't know, they're keeping track. They're going to be a very, very well organized society. And like every time you use the bathroom, you have to like clean the sink and the toilet and stuff, because they're like super about hygiene here. Because I don't know, maybe the zombie virus in this universe is like connects to maybe like weakened immune systems or something, or like maybe there's just like concerns about sickness in this world, especially in like sanitization. I don't know. Didn't think too deeply about it. I just thought that a lot of people would be using that bathroom and that they should keep it pretty clean. But now we're gonna do the kitchen. Same kind of deal in that it's a very small kitchen for like kind of a large amount of people. So I imagine that, you know, storage is pretty key here, and I imagine only certain people are allowed in the kitchen. So it's not like a free-for-all kitchen. I imagine that the doors would be locked for everyone except, you know, the people designated to be in the kitchen, like the chef or the leader or whatever. So I imagine that the way the kitchen works and their whole system here is that obviously they have a chef, and that person will make meals for the camp and stuff, and then people have to like come by the kitchen and line up, and then they have to like sign down their name or something, and that's how they get their food. So you'll see me kind of set up that whole system in a minute, but right now I'm just kind of decorating the kitchen, putting it together. Obviously it's very crowded, kind of messy. You know, they have all these different types of mugs here in the shelf because they like collect mugs wherever they go, and that kind of thing. So I'm just looking through the debug menu now, trying to pick out things that look like they could be realistically in the kitchen. A lot of scrolling through the debug menu you're gonna see during this build, because I mean, during every build I do, there's always endless scrolling through the debug menu, just because it's not organized at all, which is very frustrating. I wish that there was like a mod to like organize the debug menu. If someone wants to be commissioned to make that, let me know, because I would commission someone to make that, because I use the debug menu way too much to not like invest in making it easier to use. But anyways, here I'm just setting up the kitchen. So in this, like, okay, I was thinking about why they would have a kitchen on a storage unit facility, and I think the reason is that it's probably like a staff kitchen, like, you know, before the zombie apocalypse. That's why they would have a kitchen on this lot, is because the staff members who would have worked here would have needed, you know, a lunch break or something like that. So that's why this kitchen exists. It's not just like a random kitchen that they happen to have. But I'm just setting up, let's see, little details here. You can see I put down that little table that has like a notepad and a pencil and stuff. So when people come in, someone's there taking notes, like, oh, like John got his lunch today, Meryl got her lunch today, stuff like that. Just to, again, keep track of their food supply, keep track of rations, stuff like that. They're very, very organized, is what I'm trying to say. But, you know, again, just populating the shelves, putting in little details. Honestly, I feel like I'm just like really proud of the amount of details I put in this build. I feel like I did pretty well with populating a lot of these rooms with details, especially the kitchen and the bathroom. I really like how they turn out, especially to me, I think. Put a little coffee pot up there because I imagined people are probably drinking a lot of coffee during this time. They're probably not getting a lot of sleep. Probably have to wake up super, super early in the morning to, like, you know, go into town like 5 miles away to scavenge for food or something. So coffee is definitely a huge thing in this little camp. So they have their little coffee pot there. And now I'm just gonna decorate this shelf and this little area here, just putting in things that look like they would realistically be in a kitchen. Let's see, what am I doing here? Little boxes, toolboxes, stuff like that. Gave them little megaphones so that they can communicate with each other from distances. I was kind of thinking about, like, you know, like what would attract zombies in this world, because you know how in some zombie stories, like, the zombies are attracted to sound, or they're attracted to like the smell of humans, or they're just like random zombies just walking around everywhere. In this universe, I feel like maybe they could be attracted to sound. But like not too much where it's like a quiet place kind of level, more in the sense that you just kind of should try to be quieter than usual. But yeah, that's probably how this universe works. Here really quickly, I'm setting up this little shelf, which is going to be like a take a book, leave a book kind of station. You ever see those in real life? They're kind of like free libraries where you drop off a book that you don't want anymore, and then you can take a book for free from that little section. So that's what this little area is, because I figure that when they're out scavenging, they probably find books every once in a while, and they probably bring them back and put them here just to create, you know, a little thing for the community, the camp, you know. It's like a morale booster to have something like that, I think. I don't know. I feel like, you know, the more I think about this, if we're ever in a zombie apocalypse for real, you guys will want me to be in your camp, because damn, I can be freaking organized like this. I would definitely thrive in a zombie apocalypse kind of scenario, because I really like the idea of like intense organization during a time of crisis, because I could be like, okay, food rations here, this here, you go there. Like, I feel like I would be very good at that. Or maybe that's just how good I am in the Sims capacity. In real life, I'd probably actually be scared shitless and not do anything. Yeah, that probably sounds more accurate to me. But I hope that I'd be someone who could be organizational and helpful in a little campsite like this in real life. But, you know, maybe we should make a pact about what should happen during a zombie apocalypse. Maybe you guys and I can meet up somewhere and start our own little society of, you know, Sims lovers of a zombie apocalypse camp that we'll all chill in while everything's happening in the world. Anyways, this is the main little, I don't know what to call this, like a meeting room. It's kind of like a general space, like a general assembly space where everybody in the camp will meet up to like discuss things, to make plans, like if they're planning like some sort of big trip or project or something like that. This is just a general meeting discussion room. So I'm just putting in chairs, tables, just making it kind of seem very kind of loose, putting in this big old board so they can pin stuff up, stuff that they're talking about, you know. Let's see, what am I doing here? Just gonna put in, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just looking around at this point. Putting in some more little benches, or not benches, what are those called? Stools. More chairs. A lot of chairs here, because everybody needs a seat, you know. And then, let's see, what are we doing here? Flowers? No flowers. Why would they take the time to decorate the table with flowers in the middle of a zombie apocalypse? That was a little unrealistic. I'm glad I scrapped those flowers. But now I'm just putting little notes on the board, you know, to make it seem like people were posting ideas, or they're just like putting up clues or concepts that they have or something like that. you know, just like general plan stuff is up there. Let's see, what am I doing now? I'm just like randomly scrolling, looking for stuff to put down. Putting in some, what is this? What am I doing? Oh, just little details on the wall, just to make the space seem used. I didn't like super decorate this room in particular. I thought that it'd be a pretty open space, just full of chairs and stuff, because this is just where everybody's, you know, talking and hanging out and stuff like that. Covering the table with papers, again, just things people were writing down or looking at. Maybe they like have like a democratic system, like maybe they vote on stuff, like their leaders and stuff, I don't know. I mean, it's only like 15 or 20 people, so I really don't know like how if they really need like a full-on democracy for that many people, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna say they have a full-on democracy because, you know, it's better that they have that. I don't know. Anyway, so this area here, this was originally gonna be like a little like first aid doctor's corner. I ended up changing this to actually a supply corner. So this is where supply distribution happens. So this is where people come to get supplies like blankets, toothbrushes, just like, you know, general supplies that aren't food, because they would obviously get their food in their kitchen, and then here is where they would come to get supplies. So, you know, shampoo and conditioner and stuff. I don't really know. Oh no, I do know where they would shower. I figured that out later. Never mind. You'll see that later. They actually do have a place where they can wash off. But yeah, this is just general supplies. So again, like a little teddy bear. Maybe someone found a teddy bear and then donated it to the supply place, and they're gonna give that teddy bear to a little girl or something like that, or just like someone, you know. But yeah, so this is where people come, sign their name, get their supply rations and stuff, and you know, because again, they're a very, very organized society of people. They have their shit figured out. And then let's see, what am I doing? I'm just populating it right now. Just putting in, oh, they got their own little coffee pot because this person drinks a lot of coffee, I guess. Little orange cones for some reason. Oh, I gave him a shotgun, jeez. Oh no, I ended up moving these shotguns somewhere else. I didn't have shotguns in my previous build because I didn't have weapon CC in my previous build. Now I do for a personal storyline that I'm playing. But so I just have shotguns in this build. But I am gonna move those outside, and yeah, because I figured during a zombie apocalypse it would make sense that they would have those. So, you know. For their sake that they need them. But we're gonna put in, let's see, some more little details on the outside. Oh, okay, yeah, so I put the shotguns on the outside instead of the inside because I figured that they only have 2 or 3 shotguns for the whole camp, and they use them for just border protection. So if zombies are coming around the corner, they can protect the camp, basically is what those are for. And then on the inside instead, I gave them bats instead of shotguns because they don't need shotguns against their own people. But now we're gonna set up the little rooms. So these are where every kind of person or like a person's family or just like a little group of people will get their own little unit, their own little storage unit, which I thought was a cute idea, you know, that they get their own actual little room. And then I figured I use like a mix of different beds and stuff. Some of them are like military cots, some of them are like just random mattresses and stuff. I didn't want to give them like actual like beds with headboards that looked very fancy, obviously, because that wouldn't really make sense. So I try to go for beds that are more that seem more like found, you know, again, like the cots and random mattresses and stuff. But I'm just trying to decorate these rooms, add a little bit of personality, make it seem like someone actually does live here and is, you know, living their life here. I figured all the posters and stuff on the wall, because you'll see some people get like posters on their wall, some people get like little notes or little pictures, or just, you know, things they either found or just mementos from their life before the zombie apocalypse, you know, like maybe a note their, you know, partner wrote before the apocalypse, maybe like a photo of their kid or something like that, you know, like just little mementos are up on the wall. And then I'm just gonna decorate with little details here and there. A lot of the rooms like are well decorated, but they're not like super heavily cluttered, because again, I don't imagine that they would have a lot of stuff. I mean, this room kind of does, but in the other rooms it's not as much stuff. Just because I figured, you know, in a zombie apocalypse, I don't think you wouldn't own a lot of stuff, right? Like you wouldn't have a lot of things that are in your possession. You'd probably start living very survivalistically and not just, you know, I just don't know what they would have owned, you know. Like this person has like lanterns on their wall, which is pretty cute, but I figured they probably just found them in a dump or something. But yeah, in general, you'll see people don't own very much anymore. They just kind of have the bare necessities. So in this room, I put down a little mattress. So this is probably for like a couple or something. Here, I'm just putting in my little my little garage doors on the inside. And then we're gonna put in a little shelving thing for them, little things that they own on the shelf. Let's see. Little books. Yeah, this person is a reader, definitely. They have a lot of books here. Definitely a reader. Yeah. I feel like even during a zombie apocalypse, you couldn't get me back into reading. Like, I'm really trying to get back into reading, but it's just not working out. I don't know why. Maybe I haven't found the right book yet, you know? Like, I used to read so much, and I know this is like a tale as old as time. I've heard a million people talk about this before, where they used to really read when they were in like middle school and high school, and now they don't anymore as a young adult. I'm in the exact same situation. I used to love reading and I read all the time, and now I just like don't. And I don't know why, and I want to. So if you have any book recommendations, let me know. If we're ever in a zombie apocalypse, maybe I'll finally get back into reading. We'll see. Anyways, I'm setting up this room now. This is a room that I imagine is for a single mother and her baby daughter. So I'm just putting this little mat on the floor, which is where her daughter will sleep. A little mat on the floor, because I didn't think it makes sense for her to have like a full-on crib in the middle of an apocalypse. So I just gave her a little mat for her kid, which I don't know if that's safe in real life, but I feel like that should be fine. I don't know. Don't take my advice. Don't do this in real life. But you know, it's fine. And then I'm just gonna decorate it pretty simply. She keeps a newspaper cutout on her wall for some reason. I don't know why. And then we're just gonna put in, let's see, a little chair for her. And then we're gonna move on to this room. So, as you can see, I just put down some chickens in that room, which might be a little bit confusing, but the reason I did that is because they have their own little chicken coop that they built. Because I was doing research, and I think, you know, I may be wrong because I only like read the top Google result, but I think that chickens lay eggs every single day, which very much surprised me because I thought chickens laid eggs like once a week, but they lay them like every day, I think. Again, I might be wrong, which is so cool, which makes them like a huge asset, you know, in the middle of a crisis situation like this. Having a chicken would be so great because you get like daily food that's, you know, actually pretty high, like high in nutrients for you like every single day, which is great. So I figured they would definitely take advantage of the benefits of having chickens, and they would have their own little chicken coop of chickens that they just randomly found, I guess. So they have like a group of like 5 or 6 chickens, and then they grow them and then they get the eggs and stuff like that. So that's why they have the chickens there, is because it's a very good renewable food supply. Anyways, this is the room where they wash up. So this is like their little, it's not their bathroom, it's like their tub room. So this is like a random bathtub that they found just in the middle of a field, I guess. So they brought this bathtub into the storage unit. And then as you can see, put down buckets, because what I figured is they would fill the buckets with water and then just fill the tub with the buckets, because there's no like running water in this room, obviously. So this is their bathroom, or like their bathing room, I guess. And you can see I'm just trying to set it up a little bit, make it seem like they're actually using it as a bathing room. You know, someone's scrubbing their laundry in there. Again, it would be similar to the bathroom in the main building, in that they have like a whole little schedule system, you know, just for organization's sake. Now we're in the room next to it. This is obviously a little bunk bed room, so 2 people sleep in here. Just gonna give them, you know, stuff. I put a little bucket with a little water stain under it because I figured maybe that could indicate there's like a leak in the roof or something. I don't know why, I just thought it was a cool little detail. Gave them a bat for protection. Putting little posters on their wall, again, little photos of their lives before the apocalypse. I didn't really think about it too deep. I know I mentioned this in my last build, but I don't remember anymore. Like, I'm not sure how long after the zombie apocalypse started this is. I think in the last build it was like a year, or like a couple months or something. This may be like more down the line, like maybe 2 or 3 years after the zombie apocalypse has started. So like they're kind of starting to be more organized and more, you know, together than before. Or maybe it's even farther down the line. I don't know. I do not know. I don't know, like again, like I said in the past, I'm not a huge consumer of zombie media, but I am aware of it. Like, I am aware of The Last of Us and The Last of Us Part 2. And I think that The Last of Us Part 2 takes place actually quite a while after, because Ellie, I believe, was born during the apocalypse. I think. I might be wrong. Okay, I think she was. Okay, so let's say that she was. And in part 2, she's like an adult, right? Or like a young adult. So that's pretty far into the apocalypse. That's like 17, 18 years of an apocalypse occurring. And their society wasn't even very much rebuilt, right? So maybe this could be further down the line. Maybe this could be maybe like 5 or 6 years into the apocalypse. I don't know. I don't know. If you guys aren't aware of The Last of Us, then this is totally irrelevant. But I was just using it as an example to, you know, compare. Anyways, if you do play The Last of Us, let me know, because I have been wanting to actually play it, and maybe I will. Maybe I'll do a Let's Play of it, even though I'm not a huge fan of zombie media. We'll see. But here I am putting together what is going to be the security room. Like I said before, they have all these security cameras, so this is where they can watch the security cameras and stuff like that. As you can see, we're now in like the basement, because this lot has a basement for some reason. So I gave them that little tiny little TV thing. I think they get another one too, I think. So they can watch, you know, the tapes and stuff on these little TVs. Yeah. There's big TV, little TV, so they can watch the security tapes, stuff like that. And then back here, I create another bedroom. There's gonna be a room here, and then there's gonna be a room on the left. So there's like extra room space down here. And this is where I figured like the more higher ups would sleep, because I figured the security room is probably just reserved for, they probably keep it locked off to most of the people in the camp, except for, you know, the leaders and stuff. So this is probably where the leaders would sleep, and this is like their main bedroom. And then, let's see. I'm gonna decorate this room a little bit more. Filing cabinet, I don't know why, they probably wouldn't keep any files, but you know. A little map of the world, and then this is just another room for people to sleep. Because again, I said this for like 15 or 20 people, so they're gonna need a lot of bed space, so there's bed space down here, you know? Yeah, putting in some blankets and stuff. We're almost about done with this build. We're very close to wrapping up. Thank you guys for watching all this way if you have. You know, I know it's a long video, so thank you for watching all the way through if you're here with me now still. And then down here, just put down some tables for people to just, you know, sit. Maybe this is where they eat their food or something. It's just like a general little sitting, eating place. But yeah, here are my screenshots. Thank you so much to Kathleen for this recommendation. I've been meaning to get back into zombie builds, so this was really, really fun to do. And check out the previous build, the diner build, because I really like that one too, and I think you guys will really like it too if you haven't seen it yet. But let me know if you want to see a character build for like even more zombie apocalypse survivors, because those are really fun to do, to like imagine these people and like put them through these like suffering scenarios of a zombie apocalypse. But yeah. Anyways, let me know, do you have a favorite piece of zombie apocalypse media? Are you a fan of, you know, The Walking Dead or The Last of Us, or I don't know, World War Z? I don't know. I'm not super familiar with it, so let me know if you have any suggestions for zombie media, because I'm a huge fan of building zombie apocalypse builds, so maybe I should start watching more zombie media so I can get better at building zombie apocalypse builds. But yeah, as always, please leave any requests or recommendations for builds that you have down below. I always read your comments. I love your guys' comments. You guys are so like amazing and awesome. But leave down your requests down below, because I listen to them and I put them on lists, and I love building them. Like Kathleen, wow, thank you so much for your request. This was really fun to do. Anyways, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.